some of life's circumstances. Genesis chapter 24. But the bottom line is this: God will always direct your feet plainly. He will not leave you in doubt, but His plan is declared very plainly. Knowing His plan takes and requires prayer. It also requires holiness. I said holiness. I said holiness. If you're wondering, why isn't God's plan working for me? Because God has declared in His Word that the way of a transgressor is hard. That's already written down in the book. Amen. So if you are wondering why isn't it working out for you, try holiness.
Holiness.
Try repenting and going back to God. Amen. It requires prayer and holiness, and it requires patience. Amen. Some of us don't want to wait on God. Some of us look up to God with the audacity to say, "You're taking too long. And I'm going to take it into my own hands." Lord, wait on the Lord. Just in case you didn't get it, Paul said again, I say, wait on the Lord. But be sure that in His time, He will reveal His plan. When He does, you'll see that it might be a different plan than what you thought to have. Amen. A declared plan, and it is the best plan always. The surest path to knowing His plan is to practice Romans 12:1 and 2. I beseech thee, brethren, by the mercies of God, that you present
Your
bodies a living sacrifice. Conform to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Thirdly, in verses 15 through 23 of this great passage in Judges, we discover that God's plan is a distinct plan. Context: Gideon's men were to surround the enemy, 300 against many thousands. They were to sound their trumpets, and they were to shout for the battle. And they were to break a little clay pitcher containing an oil lamp. God said that this would give them the victory. Amen. That sounds almost crazy. 300 people against many thousands. And all they didn't tell them to take their swords, but just a pitcher containing oil and a lamp. Told them to break the lamps, and that this would give them the victory. How many of us are able and willing to just take God at face value and what He said, how it sounds, just obey God? He will give you victory. Amen. And so it did. And what a distinct plan. No man would ever have come up with a plan like that. Had Gideon and his men not been willing to obey God's plan, they would have missed out on what God had best for their lives. So it is with our plans. Amen. If we do not and are not willing to follow God's plans, we will miss out. Times when the Lord will lead you in directions that you never imagined. Come up with plans for our lives that are very distinct. Yet when we go His way, we find out that He always has the best plan. So that there are realities of God's plan. And secondly, we can see that there are requirements. I said there are requirements for God's plan. If a person or a church is going to walk in the plan of God that God gives them, 3 steps are necessary. First of all, God's plan requires surrender. Everybody say surrender. Think about this. Gideon was a man with 32,000 followers. But following God's plan, he saw his army reduced. He saw his own rank lowered, and he saw his pride crushed. He was reduced from General Gideon down to Gideon the barley cake. He went from being considered a great leader of men to being called a dog biscuit. Amen. That'll do something for your ego, won't it? What Gideon learned was that this fight was not about Gideon. Can I get a witness in the house? It wasn't about his army. It wasn't even about his enemy. But this battle was about the Lord. Gideon had to come to the place where he was willing to lay, amen, his plans aside, lay his goals aside, lay his dreams aside, and lay his will aside so that he might surrender to the will of God. You know that what the Lord still requires of those who would walk in his perfect will. Amen. Those who see the reality of the fact that God has the best plan are those who turn from their plan and go with God's plan. God's plan is always the best plan. You can trust him to look out for your best interest. So says Romans 8:28. All things work together for good to them that love the Lord. By the way, life is not all about our plans. It's not all about us. Life is about the Lord and his perfect will. Secondly, God's plan requires submission. God's plan to succeed, Gideon and his army had to submit to God's plan. Gideon had to watch, first of all, 22,000 men dwindle down to 9,700 men, and turned and who went home and taken their weapons and their potential with them. And Gideon and the 300 remained and had to walk in obedience to God's plan for the battle, and none of them had chance of survival.
All right.
If you want to see the Lord's best for your life, then it will require obedience to his plan on your part. And you may not like that which the Lord is telling you to do, but do it anyway.
Anyway.
You may not look at your neighbor and say, you may not like it.
You may not like it.
But do it anyway.
But do it anyway.
Obedience is important to the Lord. Obedience, the Lord says, is better than sacrifice. It's his command for each of us. Obedience to his will proves our love for him. John 14:15. If you love me, keep my commandments. And thirdly, God's plan requires steadfastness. Gideon and his army was to experience the victory. They would have to humble themselves under God's hand and surrender to his plan and obey his will to proceed in faith. It took great faith for 300 people to go out against thousands of people. It took great faith for them to take no weapons. It took great faith for them to blow their trumpets and to break those pitchers and to shine those lights. But God answered their faith by giving them a resounding victory. Today, if you're going to see God's best for your life, it's going to require your faith. God is going to ask you to take some steps along the path of life that might seem difficult. That you may be sure of, but the path of God's best